Hi, everybody. It's Dani Palacio with Awakingmoment podcast, and I am grateful to be here and grateful to be with you. And so this is going to be kind of a journey of sharing and questioning. And it's based on the concept of past religions, past experiences, even the more spiritual, nature-based practices, rituals, ceremonies, whatever you want to call them. And that is the call out. And are you calling out? And to whom are you calling out? And so that's what I want to explore with you today. And I invite you in to experience this practice and find your own rhythm, your own truth, your own words. But I want to give you the frame of reference around how maybe to do it. So let's start with just a simple example of when you stub your toe or you hit your Charlie bone, you usually, I don't know many people that are silent in that moment. They usually are, oh my goodness. Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny. And we kind of soothe ourselves with our voice and expressing that, oh yeah, uncomfortableness, right? That is one form of calling out. And I now want to take that one little example and bring it out to when you are in a time of need, when you are going through painful experiences, when you are grieving deeply, when you are so angry, so pissed off, what do? We might cry. We might curse, swear words. We might be more reflective and journal or light a candle or burn some sage. And I want to encourage you to use your voice. We talked about the fifth chakra, and the fifth chakra is about the expression, right? So if we're not using that regularly, like any instrument, it gets out of tune. We then have to spend time tuning it, oiling it, cleaning it, which are all beautiful and wonderful acts. But let's just say our throat chakra is clear and it's ready. So in those moments, who do you call out to? Now, it reminds me of like a wailing wall where people would go and they would let out their concerns, their pain, their suffering, their victimization, and they would wail. They would wail. And then I remember another practice of like when some cultures, when people mourn, they mourn with sound, where it is sobbing, big, convulsive energies. And if you've ever seen like a 3-4-year-old who has like hurt themselves so bad you thought they were going to die, and they're wailing, screaming because of the pain of the experience, that they have to get it out. And we live in a world that doesn't really encourage that, you guys. So if you want to, but I'm not necessarily encouraging you to like in a parking lot, let your shit go, right? I think that's awesome if you can do it. And I know most of us would prefer some privacy. And I think that that's a beautiful gift to give yourself. It's a self-loving act to say, I need to let this out. I need to scream. I need to yell. I need to ask all the questions. And who do you do that to? Is it the universe? Is it your soul self, your higher self? Or is it God? Is it the universe? If it's a particular person, do you direct it at them? Or do you just not do it? And so it's a powerful act to be able to find the words or sounds. It doesn't even have to be words. It literally can be a sound. Any of the chakra sounds that we've talked about before on this podcast. Sometimes for me, because I don't have a lot of words sometimes, which I know you're wondering, like, that's not possible. She talks all the time. But when it comes to my deep work, I don't always use my voice, but I do use tones. And my favorite one is Om, because I've had a lot of practice using the Om sound in all of its various O's, like elongating the O to the just the humming of the M on my lips and in my chest and my body, and everything in between. And because I do it in the shower, I feel refreshed. I feel like that vibration is clearing and then washing away, right? Going down the drain. I've also been known to be so upset, so angry, so distraught, so overwhelmed that all I can do is literally sob. So I embrace it. I used to hide it. I used to get the tissue and try and make it dainty and not so intense, but not anymore. Something shifted. I don't know what, but I want to encourage you to let the sobs out. I want you to think about those little ones, you as a little one, or little ones that you have in your life or have had in your life. They kick, they scream, they get on the floor and let loose, wiggle, wiggle, stomp, stomp, either on their belly or their back. The other one is to just put your hands on your face and just rock and sob. Right? Really let it out. You may be going, why is Dani going into this so much? Because the world, I'm sorry, right now is totally effed up. Energies are so intense. Solar flares are coming at us. Astrologically, things that have never happened in our lifetimes are happening now. It's like, if you don't get the clue, wake up, right? Because things cannot stay the same. Things will never stay the same. And we can focus on the external, which is a very powerful thing, to join others and be with like minds, like hearts, like souls, and stand up for what you believe in. But I can tell you that if you don't deal with your internal self first, that act is not going to be as powerful. We don't heal the world. We heal ourselves, and the world is healed. You cannot heal or really even change the world if you're not willing to heal and change yourself. It all starts within and then it comes out. I like to say it emanates out. When you change vibration and frequency and you consistently stay at that higher, committed, determined, love-based frequency, it sticks, it stays, it's not as hard to get back to. And that's the truth. And the only simple way that I can encourage you to start the purging without actually physically throwing up, which I'll share a story about in a minute, is to let your voice lead. So I'm serious. Go to a room, go to nature, someplace where you can be, and let it out. When was the last time you did a really cathartic scream? For the pure intention of getting it out, not forcing it at someone, not acting so that someone responds and comforts you and loves you and babies you and takes care of you. You don't need that. You don't need that. Children don't listen to my podcast that I know of. And so you're all adults. And as an adult, you don't need anyone to come and save you. Because guess what? No one's coming. No one. Not even if you think they came and saved you, they didn't. You saved yourself and you need to continue to save yourself. Feel your emotions. Own what it is. It doesn't matter how dark or bad it is. I'm not saying in your hatred and in your anger to plot someone's demise or to plan on hurting them. I'm saying own that you have that feeling and let it out in a thoughtful, deep, passionate way that is non-violent, non-harming. So I want to tell you the vomit story because I think it's kind of funny and it always moves me to be like, So your body is divine wisdom. He, she, if you're whatever gender or non-gender, the body has a inherent wisdom, and the body has kept you alive every single second of your entire life and will continue to work on your behalf to ensure that you stay alive for as long as possible. So in that, there's a ton of gratitude. So when you don't feel your feelings and you let the buildup happen because you haven't done the cleaning, it's just like doing the dishes. If you let the dishes sit for 2-3 days, they build up. Guess what? No one's doing them. No one's going to come and wash your dishes or put them in the dishwasher and run the dishwasher. You have to do that. Very similar to your emotions. And so you've got all the gunk. And then you start to do the clearing and you start to do the work and you start to do the frequency shifts and you start to open up to possibilities and your frequency changes and your body starts to respond and you start to feel lighter and you start to feel happier. And then, just like food poisoning, you ingest, you accept something that's vile, that doesn't match your frequency, that doesn't add to your life force, and you get nauseous. You get a stomach ache. You have a body twin, like tinge that's like, ow, well, where did that come from? And for me, my mouth starts to water and then I freak out because that's the first sign of my body wants to throw up. And I am kind of proud of this fact. I did not throw up for a good solid 10, 12 years. Even if I thought I was going to, I did not. I talked myself out of it and I said, no, no, no. In the last year, I've thrown up 3 times and not just one little, but like 15, 20 minutes of the dry heave gagging crap that I personally hate. And now I kind of still don't like it, but I understand that when the poison, when the darkness, when the density builds up, it needs a release. And so that can show up in our physical human selves in a lot of different ways. So if you have a chronic stomach ache, if you have chronic diarrhea, if you have chronic constipation, if you have heartburn, if you had acid reflux, if you have chronic headaches, there could be a root cause that is not physical. It could be emotional. It could be energetic. And for me, in my belief system, it could be an unresolved residual imprint from a past incarnation, meaning that it didn't get resolved. It didn't get into clarity, peace, understanding. You didn't learn the lesson. And so now here it is in this incarnation saying, it's time to heal. It's time to understand. You're going to repeat this pattern over and over and over again. And I don't want to scare anyone, but it very well could be a vow, a curse, ancestral baggage could be, or it could be more dark than that, where someone literally is intending energetic harm on you, for you. And I don't like to admit that humans are that bad, that they're that cruel, that they're that nasty. But when you're hurt and you don't stand in your light, you stand in the shadow. And in that shadow, you get really frustrated and a lot can happen. And so wherever you are, there's no condemnation. There's no judgment. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It just is. And you have the ability to make changes. You have the ability to choose differently. And one of the things I want you to choose is how to get it out. Now, some people like to say, well, I exercise every day and that's how I get it out. No, sorry, that's not how it works. Your body is stronger. Yes, you are adding healthy choices to your life, but you're not dealing with your core issues. You're not dealing with the core emotion. You are creating endorphins and working on those chemicals in the brain to give you that feeling of everything is wonderful. It's not. It can feel that way. And I think it's beautiful that our body does that for us because it's magical and it's perfect and we need it. And in that moment, it does shift our feelings. But the core wound, the core emotion that you haven't or don't want to feel or express or speak your truth on is still there. It doesn't move until it feels seen, heard, and loved. Yes, loved. It needs to feel like, oh my goodness, she, he, the person feels, I got it. I get it. I understand that. Look at that trend. Look at that way that I've been acting this way. Look at the way that I have been in denial, that I have been avoiding, that I have not honored the truth of what I am actually feeling. And if it's showing up physically, you've not been feeling it, or you've been denying it for a very long time, because physical is the last place it shows up, the very last place. So I want to remind you that I am not better than you. We are all equal. That I'm not speaking to you from a self-righteous place. I'm speaking to you from truth, from love, because I, one, love myself and need to hear it myself so that I can go deeper into mine, because we all have it. It's a journey. It's not one and done. For goodness sakes, if it was one and done, we wouldn't continue to live and exist and have new experiences. It's that old saying of like the layers of an onion. I think it's somewhat true. You peel back layers and you get to the core eventually. Or maybe you don't, because it's a journey and you can't have that expectation. You can only do what feels right in the moment. And so for this week, I want to encourage you to use your voice to embrace that inner 2-year-old, 3-year-old that knows how to scream and yell and cry and fall on the floor dramatically and kick and move their arms and all of it. I also want to encourage you, if that doesn't feel good for you, to try a different way. You could use tones like sometimes I do in the shower. Showers are great because the water is running, and usually people leave you alone when you're in the shower. And so you might tell someone, your partner, family member, like, you're going to hear some noises from my shower, but I'm fine. Because, then you don't have to be interrupted. And don't write it out this week. Don't think it out. Don't do the things that aren't things that enable you to have a multi-sensory experience. So voice, tones, screams, crying, hitting a pillow, combining voice with movement is another one. You all know what would work for you. And if you're saying, but I don't know, then send me a message and we can figure it out. I'm really good at asking someone else's soul what they need. And it can be as easy as 30 seconds, you guys. It doesn't even have to be a full session. But if you're listening to me and you've made it this far, thank you. And you're like, I hear you, Dani. I kind of get it, but I have no idea what to do. One, ask yourself again, don't give your power away too soon. And two, of course I'm here to support you. It's why I exist. So send me a text message, say, listen to your podcast. I have no idea what to do. And then in that text message, give me consent to ask. And I will ask your soul and I will write you back, because it can be that easy. And then do it and do it and do it again and do it again. I'm telling you, it's like an entire weekend workshop done in about 5 to 20 minutes at the most, honestly. And then get yourself out of it. Feel it, let it go. Don't sit in it. You wouldn't sit in shit. You really wouldn't. It's gross. It stinks. It's slimy. It's disgusting. You wouldn't sit in it. So don't sit in your deeper, more toxic emotions that are causing you energetic harm, physical harm, emotional torture. You deserve to be free. You deserve to live a life where love and joy and peace and your greatest desires are coming easily to you. It's possible. And this, I believe, is one of the first steps. So let it out, please. All right. And I was serious about that offer. Text me. All my contact information is everywhere. It's on my website. It's in the summary notes. It's on every social media channel I own. It's not hard to get a hold of me. It really isn't. So I invite you to do that. Yeah. Wow. Right? So I send you blessings. I send you love. I send you so much gratitude, because we're in it together. We're in it together. You're not alone. I'm not alone. And the more that we heal internally, the more we shift the world around us. So thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and your week. And I look forward to connecting with you again. Blessings.